안녕하세요, 스리입니다. Hey Roses, I'm back to film a manga haul. This is technically two trips. One was a trip when I was with John, or if you're friends with me online, Reba, that's his online name. Just like how Serena is my online name, Reba is his, so. But one of the times was with him, and one time was yesterday after my diabetic doctor appointment. So I figured I would just share everything at once. I figured you guys would be okay with that. Let me scoot this back a little bit. There we go. So first, I picked this one up strictly because I'm a cat person. If you guys have seen the furry friend tag I did with my cat, and then the two that John did with his cats, for cat people. But it's called Cat Gamer. I thought this was really, really cute. It basically follows an office worker who's obsessed with video games, but there's a stray cat near her and she decides to take it in. And she uses lessons drawn from video games to guide her in cat care. So I thought that was a cute one. If I end up liking it, my library actually has volume 2. So looking forward to that. Next one, I'm going over what I got when I was with John first. So let me get these stacks straight. Sorry for the shaking of the table. There we go. Sorry. Next one is called Maid Sama. I've heard a lot of good things about this. This is basically like a girl that's one of the first to be in an all-boys school. And she, president of a predominantly male high school, but she has a major secret that she works in a maid cafe. So I thought this was kind of interesting. And this is an omnibus of 1 and 2. Omnibus just basically means a bind up. That's the anime word for it, or manga word for it, is omnibus. So I got volumes 1 and 2 in this one. I think I got this one from either Barnes & Noble or Half Price Books. I want to say Barnes & Noble. Same thing with Cat Gamer. I got it from Barnes & Noble. Another one that I got from Barnes & Noble, which this one holds such a place in my heart. The first anime I ever watched. And then after this came Sailor Moon. I'm not like most kids who grew up with like DBZ and Sailor Moon and things like that. This was my first one. And it's Inuyasha. I remember being 16 and one night just couldn't get back to sleep after waking up at 5 in the morning. And it was on and I watched it and I became obsessed. And this is actually an omnibus of volumes 1, 2, and 3. So he is a thick boy, but it's also got some weight to it. It's kind of heavy, but I'm really excited to have this. I have the singles in volumes 2 and 7, but I eventually want to get all the omnibuses for this because I'd like to have it in my collection. Okay, put that one there because I'm gonna do that last. Let's do these. If you guys follow me on Goodreads, which I need to put that in my like about me thing, I need to add that. But I recently, I think it was last month, finished reading a series known as Sarah's Celestial Legend. Love that series. I remember reading the first 4 way back, and then they didn't have the rest of it, but the library actually has the rest of it now, so I ended up finishing it, and it was really good. Freaking love that. If you like romance, but with a... I'm trying to think of the word. Like a magical element, I guess. But then, I will say trigger warnings for sexual abuse, self-harm, and the R word. I'm not gonna say it in case some people get triggered by that, but yeah, triggers for those. But when I went to Half Price Books, I actually found volumes 2 through 4, which I was surprised by because the series is technically out of print. So here's the first one, volume 2, Yui. Then volume 3, Suzumi, which is actually Yui's sister-in-law. And then volume 4 is Chidori, who's right here. So. And then next from Half Price Books, I picked up volume 4 of Tokyo Ghoul. You guys know I'm obsessed with this anime, manga, obsessed with this show. You know it even more if you know me in real life, because I freaking loved the anime. I finished watching it on Hulu, and I was obsessed with this, and I cannot wait to read the manga and see how it differs, because I've heard so many people say, read the manga's better. Okay, and the last one from when I was at John's / Reva's was the Death Note Black Edition, Volume 1. It actually has Volumes 1 and 2, so it is an omnibus of Volumes 1 and 2. And it has some in color at the beginning, which I thought was kind of cool. Also, if you know me in person, you know that this is another one that I grew up with as a teenager that I was obsessed with. This one and Inuyasha were ones that I grew up with and loved. And Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell was another one. But I wish that they had Ghost in the Shell manga available. I'm sure that some was written, but I don't know where to find it. I'll have to check. Anyway. So that was the last manga that I got when I was there. But I also got a light novel, and it's called The Husky and His White Cat Shizun. This is a BL light novel. So what I mean by light novel is this is actually a novel and not a manga. So, but it talks about a tyrant who killed his way to the throne, but he's still unsatisfied. He ends up getting reincarnated in the body of his younger self. And it says, this time he vows to attain the gratification that once eluded him. All who defied him will fall, and never again will they treat him like a dog. So, I'm really curious about this. I saw this and I got it, I'm not gonna lie, purely because of the cover, because I thought the cover was gorgeous. So I'm really excited to read this. And since I own this one, I'll let you guys know what I think, because I've read so much recently, but because they're library books, I had to carry them back, and it's hard to find time to film for you guys, especially right now with my grandfather. Those who've been around the channel for a while know what I'm talking about. But yeah, hopefully I can film more for you guys soon, because I miss filming. I really do. Some that I read last night was volumes 6, 7, and 8 of Pandora Hearts. And I'm actually going to start volume 9 after I finish filming. Which, volume 9, I have it right here. Volume 9 looks like this. So. Anyway, now the ones from after I got my appointment, the ones I got. So, the second trope. First thing I got, and I'm so excited to finally own this. I have read all 8 volumes of this, but I wanted the hardcovers because they are gorgeous. That is Chobits. If you guys are not familiar with Chobits, basically there's these androids that walk around that help with like everyday tasks that are called persicoms. And the main character finds this persicom cheat in the trash, and they don't know why she's in the trash, if someone just abandoned her, if she was like a malfunction and someone threw her away or what. But he ends up finding out that she is a Chobit, which means she's able to learn as she continues to be active, and is able to also kind of like paralyze other persicoms around her. And I'm not going to spoil for obvious reasons, but also because there's a very key plot point in this. There's like a huge spoiler that I think you learn in volumes either 7 or 8. I want to say 7 though. So I'm not going to spoil, but I love that it's hardcover. So when I have these on my shelf, it'll just look nice. And this was done by Clamp. And this is the 20th anniversary edition, so kind of crazy that Chobits has been around that long. And this also has some like color illustrations in the beginning. Let me open. So like, there's these. If I can get it. And then there's like other persicoms. So yeah. Super pumped for this. Next, I've heard a lot of good things about this series from a bunch of people, but especially in 2 Discords that I'm a part of, and that is Sweat and Soap. I know the cover looks a bit weird, but it's about this girl who sweats too much and she gets self-conscious of that. And like nothing can help keep the sweat at bay kind of thing. And she actually ends up working in an office for a like perfume company. And the main guy actually smells her and likes how she smells and wants to make a perfume based on how she smells. So, and then it like kind of like a budding romance ensues. So I thought this was interesting. I don't think I've ever read a co-worker based one, like in an office or anything. I don't think I've ever read one like that. So I'm curious to see, sorry for the glare from my TV. I'm curious to see how this continues. Or how it goes and then how it continues. Next one, I mainly heard a lot about this from Purple Frog here on YouTube. She is a manga tuber. And also Mangatama, she's another one, but it's Yakuza Fiancé, Volume 1. Of course, if you don't know, Yakuza is basically like a gang in Japan, but it's saying that Yoshino grew up the sheltered Yakuza princess of the largest crime family in Osaka, but her grandfather signs a truce with a different crime family, and he offers her as a truce bride to the rival gang's grandson. So I'm really curious about this. I've heard so many good things about it, so I'm like super pumped. I don't know how many volumes there are out. I want to say it's just 2, but hopefully I end up liking it. Next is the omnibus. At least I think it's an omnibus. Pretty sure it's an omnibus. Of volumes 1 and 2 of Fruits Basket. And this is basically about a girl whose mother dies, and she's camping, but she doesn't realize that she's camping out in the front yard of a family known as the Soma family. Yeah, I was right, Soma family. It's been a minute since I've read/watched this. And she learns that each member of the Soma family is cursed in having the blood of one of the zodiac signs in them, and they turn into the animal if they're hugged or touched by the opposite sex. So super weird. I don't know. I haven't actually like read this all the way through. I'm hoping to read this and then see if my library has omnibuses after that. But I've heard good things about this series, and I've seen a couple of clips, and it's cute. It's kind of a slice of life slash mythology, I guess would be the word for it. So I'm curious about this. I'm excited to read that. Next is Your Lie in April. If you're familiar with this anime, then you know. This is about a boy who was a piano prodigy, and for years he played, but then his mother died. And so he ends up not wanting to play the piano anymore, but then he runs into this girl named Kaori, who is a violinist. So it's going to be interesting to see if she inspires him and things like that, so I'm definitely curious. The next two are Nintendo-based ones, Animal Crossing and Splatoon. I knew they made Animal Crossing. I did not know that they made Splatoon when I went to the Barnes & Noble by my doctor's office. So I'm really interested to see how the manga compares to the games, or if it's going to like give more lore behind the games as a result type of thing. And Animal Crossing, if you know me in person, you know I put a ton of hours into Animal Crossing New Horizons, the newest one. But recently I just haven't been into it that much. I guess I got burnout, but I'm really excited to read this, and maybe by reading this I'll get the inspiration to pick the game back up again. So yeah, I thought these were cool. And then last but certainly not least is Mao Volume 1. This is by the same mangaka or author as Inuyasha, Rumiko Takahashi. So I am pumped for this. This follows a exorcist named Mao, but it also has a similar premise to Inuyasha in a way. It's about this girl Nanoka who gets transported back into the early 20th century, and then she gets recruited by Mao. And it turns out that his sword is actually cursed, and he's trying to find a way to break the curse. So, a little different, but similar in the fact that there's a girl from present day being transported back into feudal period. So yeah, definitely excited to read this one as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the haul. I know that was quite a lot, but I wanted to share everything that I got with you guys because I haven't filmed in a while, and I miss being able to film because I like filming. It's just hard because of my grandfather. And for those that are new, my grandfather is bedbound with a broken hip replacement that can't be fixed, but his health is deteriorating even more. He can't hold himself up. He has to basically half lay down all day because he can't hold himself up. He's got a pinched nerve, so he's lost a grip in his fingers, and it's just bad. So things have gotten worse for him, unfortunately. We don't think he has much time left based on how fast he spiraled with his health currently and everything. So yeah, it sucks. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's bound to happen. Anyway, with all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video again, and I will talk to you guys soon in another video at another time. Bye, roses. Annyeong.